Safety gear, X versus Sever. Severed hand.
They say you don't know what you've got until it's gone.
Built different.
Well, every year, 500,000 workers find out just how true that is. They injure or lose their fingers, hands, or arms
Yuck.
because of an accident on the job. It's a fact.
It's a crease.
Most workers who should wear hand or arm protection don't. They think it's too clumsy, hard to work with, or a hassle to put on. Some workers even think protective gloves can cause an accident.
Dummies.
But with the right protection and the right training on how to use it, hand or arm gear can make most jobs a lot safer.
There is no fear in this studio.
Gear that protects from traumatic injuries ranges from the lightest cotton gloves to a suit of armor for your hands.
And a helmet for your elbow.
These cloth gloves are used to create better traction for workers who have to hold on to slippery objects, and for moisture absorption when worn inside a pair of rubber gloves.
Double bagging
They
it.
protect against light scrapes and scratches, and they might help to keep your hands warm. But you can't expect them to do much more than that.
I mean, get real.
For more heavy-duty protection against scrapes, rough surfaces, splinters, or sparks, a pair of tough leather gloves will do the job.
An average of one per
They're good
hand.
for welders, carpenters, and other people whose work can raise a good blister. Reinforced heavy rubber gloves are used for a combination of contact and traumatic hazards.
You're describing my
And
life.
here's the toughest hand protection. Metal mesh gloves, used by mostly meat cutters to protect against knives, saw blades, and other sharp tools.
I've worn those. They're fun.
Some lighter materials are cut resistant too. They're used for everything from food processing to plastic manufacturing.
Well, what do you wear when you make
When we're
gloves?
talking about protection from contact injuries, safety gear is always a must.
Onion jam.
No matter how careful you are pouring acids or handling other chemicals, you need the right pair of gloves to protect your hands. Right is the key word here.
Sorry, Southpaws.
Especially when you're dealing with a chemical. If your gloves are made of the wrong material, the chemical you're working with might go right through them. So let your supervisor or safety manager choose the right gloves for you, and be sure you wear them every day.
Wear them to church.
Some chemical workers also need the extra protection of a gauntlet-sized cuff, which will keep their arms safe from splashing. Or they might need to use a barrier cream under their gloves. Barrier creams provide extra protection against solvents, oils, and dirts.
And human touch.
They're used like a hand lotion. Your supervisor will tell you if you need a gauntlet for arm protection or if you should use a barrier cream under your gloves.
Ooh, why not
Make a
both?
habit of checking your gloves for holes, cracking, or other damage. Only gloves in tip-top condition will protect your hands against chemicals. So if you have any doubts, trade them in for a new pair.
Okay.
Sometimes even gloves that seem to be in good shape should be thrown away. No glove material will hold up forever. After a while, the chemicals begin to seep right through.
Gross.
Ask your supervisor or safety manager how long you can safely use the same pair of gloves on your job.
He said get back to
When
work.
you're finished working with
Does that
chemicals
sound right?
for the day, you should always wash your gloves with soap and water before you take them off.
No one has ever done this, but
If
sure.
you don't, the chemicals on the gloves could get right into your hands. And after you take the clean gloves off, wash your hands with soap and water, just to be sure.
Then put the gloves back on and start the process over again.
To protect yourself from thermal burns, another type of contact injury, you need gloves with special insulation. Asbestos gloves used to be the favorite protection,
Did
but
they?
they're being replaced by synthetic materials or heat-resistant leather.
I'm
If
listening.
your job hazard is contact with electricity, your life depends on you wearing the right safety gloves.
We're linemen for the county.
Different gloves are made to insulate against different voltages. So be sure you wear the right gloves you need for your job's hazards. Electrical gloves have to meet standards set by OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and ANSI, the American National Standards Institute.
And NAFTA and ASCII.
All these gloves, whether they protect against traumatic or contact injuries, whether they're light or tough, leather...
Man, we are at
vinyl,
Leno levels of denim
They
here.
have a couple of important things in common. No matter what kind of gloves you need, they won't do the job for you unless they're the right fit for your hands. If a glove is too small, it can cause hand fatigue.
Oh, no.
If it's too big, it can be clumsy to work with and maybe even dangerous. That's how some gloves get caught up in machinery. So put some effort into getting a perfect fit. The other thing all safety gloves have in common is the person who makes them work.
Oh, Steve?
You.
Oh, crap.
They only work if you wear them. Being careful and alert is important, but if your job requires safety gloves, Wear them
Like once a month?
every day.
Oh, crap.
Your
Right.
company wants you to help cut down on hand and arm injuries. And they have some pretty good reasons for being concerned.
None of which relate to your
That actually
well-being.
means higher insurance rates, downtime, and the cost of training or replacement.
See, told you.
But if it's your hand or arm that gets hurt, it can mean a lot more to you.
I feel so valued.
Sure, you might beat the odds. You might never be one of those 500,000 hurt every year.
You might mock God to his face.
But are you willing to bet something you wouldn't want to lose? The choice is in your hands.
There is no good, no bad, only weak and strong. And barrier creams. Well, I'm convinced. In fact, I'm going to wear a pair of those chainmail gloves to write the rest of the script. Thinks flew Refren fan with sharts. Il say Gurgish. Hey, thanks for watching. Fun with Shorts and all the shows on this channel are brought to you by Patreon.com and the support of attractive, savvy people like the ones scrolling across your screen right now. Check out the links in the description for all my stuff at Patreon, Etsy, and elsewhere, and I will see you again real soon.